What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to America's Finest Sports. And I know it's not Wednesday night. I try and do the NBA live streams every Wednesday night. Last night I got a little bit busy, but it's Thursday night, and we're going to be talking some basketball. And I'm kind of glad that I waited because last night we actually got, some more news that we could potentially talk about. Obviously, yesterday, early in the day, we got the Chet Holmgren news where Chet Holmgren is going to be out for the year. And I will be talking about that. But first off, I want to talk about the biggest news that I think has happened in, basketball recently, which is Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverley are now teammates. Last night, the Los Angeles Lakers ended up making a deal, with I believe the Utah Jazz to send Taylor Horton-Tucker, their number one trade asset that everyone is always talking about, and Stanley Johnson for Patrick Beverley. And immediately I saw this and I wasn't like, oh, are the Lakers getting better? I saw this and was like, is there going to be a murder on a basketball court this year? Because Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverley are probably the two people that hate each other the most in the NBA currently. Like, it's been a long time since, there hasn't been a hatred between two people in the NBA as big as them since they've been in the NBA. It's unbelievable. And now all of a sudden they're teammates in LA. And I want to talk about how I think it'll work, because when I first saw it, I was like, this is horrible. Like, this is the worst possible thing you can do. There's going to be an explosion. There's going to be fights. Like, the locker room's going to be horrible. And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? This is actually a great deal. Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverley, I think, would be fantastic teammates. Why? Because those are maybe the two hardest playing, hardest working players in the NBA. Or I'll say hardest, playing. They give 100%. 100% effort at all times, no matter what the score is. And that's something that both of them take pride in. Now, have they had many conflicts with each other? Absolutely. That's not a question. But the question is, will they be able to work together? Both of them are very team-first players. And everybody that's ever played with Russell Westbrook has said great things about him as a teammate and as a person. LeBron's defending him, AD's defending him. Everyone defends Westbrook that plays with him. The only people that don't defend Westbrook are the media critics that don't get to sit in the locker room and listen to him, motivate people. Putting in effort motivates people, especially in any workforce, really. Whether it's, playing in the NBA or just working some random job. If you see someone working harder and he's a leader, you're going to be wanting to work that much harder. Now you got two players like that on the Lakers. And I thought it was really funny because someone came out and they put out the stat, because Patrick Beverley is actually the best three-point shooter on the Lakers, which is really sad that they don't really have a good three-point shooter. But overall, it's a situation where I look at it and I'm like, okay, you have a very good defender in Patrick Beverley who's going to, play hard, work hard, all that type of stuff. But he can also shoot the three ball. A 3-and-D player where you don't have to rely on him for his point guard duties. You still have LeBron and you still have Russ, and I still don't love that duo. But you still have those players, so they can be the ones that, are really handling the workload, and they're the ones taking the ball up the court and trying to make all the passes. But then you have defenders for every aspect of the game. If you need to guard a forward, you have, Anthony Davis or, LeBron can play some good defense. And if you need to guard a guard, then you have Patrick Beverley. So it's no longer a situation where I think defensively they're going to be improved. We'll see what their bench ends up being. I do really like Lonnie Walker, but Thomas Bryant, I think, is solid. I don't have any problems with him. Him in Washington, I think he was a lot of fun to watch. But then it's kind of a lot of question marks. Like, is Austin Reeves the backup point guard? Is it, maybe Kendrick Nunn? He may be injured. I don't know how confident I am in him. So it's like, how good is he going to be together? But overall, like, when I talked about the last time I talked about the Lakers, I was talking about it in the how they would be able to win a championship with LeBron under extension. And it was, don't go after superstars, go after players that are going to make, decent money, not bad players, but decent players that'll be able to play a role. And Patrick Beverley is that type of mold. I think this is another season of figuring out exactly what they need to do to win with LeBron. Because I think Westbrook will be gone after this year. And after he's gone, I think they need to not spend all that money. But overall, this year, I think the Lakers are looking a lot better than they were 2 days ago. And I think this is a much more, I'll say energetic team because THT, I know a lot of Lakers fans really love THT, and I don't have any problems with him. But if you're trying to win now with LeBron James, you don't need players like THT, on the roster. So guys that are just like they're decent, like, but at the same time, they're all built on potential, and he hasn't really taken that step to the player that I think a lot of Lakers fans were really hoping for. After his kind of first season in LA, it was like, oh, this THT guy, he's kind of filthy. But then all of a sudden, they're like watching him, and it's like, okay, he's not really getting that much better. He went up like less than a point per game last year, and that's something where I don't really know exactly what to take. And if you guys don't know, I'm streaming this on TikTok as well, and so if I'm not going to answer the questions in the TikTok chat next live that I do when I'm not streaming on YouTube. I will answer those questions, but don't worry. I can definitely get to that. But overall, I think this is a great move for the Lakers to do, because it gives them a chance to contend. I know that sounds really stupid is, oh, the Lakers got Patrick Beverley. Now they can contend. I don't think it's him being, the player that he is, but I think just having another, just anybody that you can be like, okay, he can do something for us because Patrick Beverley is going to make those energetic plays. Patrick Beverley is going to make the type of plays that you want to watch, as a Laker fan, because I hate going against Patrick Beverley. You guys see the Sonics hat. I'm an OKC Thunder fan. I hate going against Patrick Beverley. It's the worst. He injured Russell Westbrook. Some people will say, he was the reason as to why the OKC Thunder didn't win a championship. I don't say that, but a lot of people really hate on him for it. But overall, I think this duo is actually going to work out really well as a backcourt, and I think it's going to be very undervalued. They may not put up 40 points a game combined, but at the same time, you can combine them, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, you have one that can really defend, you have one that can really play make, you have one that can really shoot, and they balance each other, and both are going to give 100% effort at all times. So I think a lot of people are like had the initial reaction just like I did, where I was like, oh my gosh, these dudes are going to fight each other every day. And then you kind of think about it, what? Both of them are very team first players, and they're very win oriented. They're going to work together no matter what. They are both professionals, and I do not expect whatsoever that we will see a situation where things get out of hand. And maybe I'm going to regret saying that, but I really don't think that we're going to see anything crazy. I think it's going to work out really well, and it's going to surprise a lot of people.